All right, welcome everyone. I am so excited that you chose to listen to this call, come to this call, whatever you're doing, because I know that if you're here and you're on this call, you are here for a reason. I am well aware of that. I am well aware that the people who choose to show up to the things are really the people most interested in making changes or sustaining changes they've already made. And so I just want to say I'm so happy that you are here. I will keep letting people enter the room. So I'm going to tonight go over what's going on with me and what kind of I have been doing that has changed my vibe. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've got like a different energy this year. And I'm really excited about it because some of the changes I've been making are transformational. And I realize that there are changes you could also make. Like I'm very aware that what I'm doing is not magical, but instead it's something I am actually capable of showing you guys what I'm doing and inviting you to be on this same journey. And so that's where we're going to start. I did make a presentation. It is a little like janky, if I'm being honest, because I kind of threw it together at the last minute. Like literally my kid is like, we're all girls here. She literally just told me she's out of pads. I'm like, I guess you got to wait an hour. Like I can't run to the store. I'm literally going on live here in a minute. She's like, what? I'm like, how do you run out of pads? Anyways, so that's where my life is. So I am going to share my screen and we are going to get started. First of all, it's so good to see all of you live. I know we spend a lot of time together in the group, but it's like so nice to see people live. All right, give me a thumbs up if it says there's a reason you're watching this and that's what you can see. Okay, cool. So I kind of said that message already. So in the March group, I am going to give you a tool that I've been using. It's a planner that is designed to help you transform how you're doing things. But before I give it to you, I need to kind of explain to you the premise behind the planner. So, and actually, I might just, hold on. I might just stop my share for a minute because I hate talking to the presentation when I'm not talking about it. So I love our resources at Body. I love our 2 meal plans. I love Portion Fix. I love To Be Mindset. I love the gut protocol. I've done the gut pro. I love all of our nutrition things, but I discovered something for myself this year, and that is I really am getting more in touch with listening to my body. And so all of our nutrition programs I have done, and all of them I love. And I am shifting from a strict using the nutrition plans as what I do to a using the nutrition plans as a guide for what I do. Okay. And so you're going to hear me say things, and I want to be very clear. I think without the Body nutrition plans, I don't think, like I've learned how to eat across all food groups because of the Body nutrition plans. I've learned how to incorporate vegetables very intentionally into my day in a way I didn't know before because of the Body food plans. I've learned you can't eat cheese all freaking day because of the Body food plans. Like there's a lot that I have gained. And so I will absolutely suggest that people, go through our food plans and learn them and understand them, because honestly, without that, my background was I did like Atkins, I did Weight Watchers, I did apps of tracking calories. And to be honest, the thing that most helped me understand how to actually eat and actually what a portion size is and actually what's good for my body are the Beachbody plans. And so I don't want to confuse anyone. I love our nutrition plans, but I think what I'm realizing for me is that I want to trust myself more And a big part of it is because I'm sure no one on this call can relate to this, but I struggle with the all or nothing. I'm either doing it right or I'm doing it wrong. And then if I feel like I'm doing it wrong, that makes me more likely to make more wrong, quote unquote, wrong steps. And then it leads me further from my goals. And what I realized is that a lot of that is because I'm trying to stick to a plan instead of sticking to my life and me. And so you're going to see a lot today that these are the shifts that I'm making, that I feel like I've been breadcrumbing that out to people, but I haven't really had a chance to really say it. And that's what I'm doing. And so I'm going to show you the secrets to my happiness and my success that I'm doing right now, and invite you to join me on using this resource as well. Okay. So now I feel like I can share. The planner that I created for us is based off of these ideas. I don't personally want to do anything that resembles a diet anymore. I don't want to have to eat from certain food lists. I don't want to have good foods and bad foods, foods that are on, foods that are off. And so I'm trying to really lose any mentality that makes me feel like I'm on a plan, because I think that that was getting me off the plan. and I think I was doing a fair amount of sabotaging. Half your body weight in water is something I've said as long as you've been with me. And so that's still here. Getting 7 hours of sleep a night is my goal. There is a ton of research that shows sleep is important. And then the foundational biggest part of this is actually journaling and keeping this journal that I'm going to go through with you so that you can really work on these things. The secret to all of this stuff is mindset. It actually has nothing to do with the food, the water, the sleep. It's the mindset. And so that's where the journaling comes into place. What I've come to realize, and I've come to see from person after person, is that your mindset, if it is like, you can have the best everything, but if you're showing up with this mindset that has limiting beliefs and is holding you back, and you are not willing to confront that and to unpack that and to really start to connect with what it is that's under these feelings, then you keep learning the same lessons over and over. And I feel like I have been stuck there at times in this journey for a very long time. And I saw someone post the other day, but if you keep learning the same lesson, it means you haven't learned it yet. Like, that's essentially what it is. And your goal, I think all of our goal on this journey, particularly with our health, is to progress, right? And to show up in a way where on March 1st, we're showing up in a way that was different than on February 1st, right? And so that doesn't necessarily mean you lost weight, or that doesn't necessarily mean you got ripped or anything like that, but it means you've grown in learning about yourself and becoming more of the person you want to become. And so really my goal in everything I'm presenting to you is about mindset at the end of the day. It's going to be couched in nutrition. It's going to be couched in water and all that. But the end result is I want to start transforming your life and your mindset, because that is the key to unlocking every dream you have, health or beyond. So the journal that you'll get is called Discovering Her, Becoming the Best Version of Me. And it has a little note from me. These are pictures of me with my team of coaches, people who coach with me. The one of us all in pink is when we did the retreat in Kansas City in September, for those of you who follow along. And then the one at the beach was last year when I went on the coach retreat to Punta Cana. And actually I'm going again here at the end of March, going to Riviera Maya, and I'm super stoked because Josh and I have like a totally posh room. You'll have to follow my stories when I'm there, because I'm so freaking excited about this trip. And so we're going again. So I bet you all have some new ridiculous photo of us in awful bathing suits. Those bathing suits were like Baywatch bathing suits, by the way. I don't know if you can see our butts, but it's ridiculous. I was like, I can't believe you're making us wear these, Kelly. Anyways, so The beginning of your journal is going to have this. It's the future version of me. So much of what we do is that we live in the present and in the past. And we constantly are looking backwards instead of looking forwards. And so it keeps us in a cycle where we're repeating old stories, we're repeating limiting beliefs over and over, and then we wonder why we can't get past them. And so I want to invite you to take time with you to discover the future version of you that has, and it says lost her weight forever. That's for if you're trying to lose weight. But maybe the future version of you is the person who's consistently showing up for themselves. Or maybe the future version of you is the person who, truly loves herself. I know a lot of people who weight loss isn't what they need. They need to actually like who they are. And that's a really hard thing. And so what's amazing is that whatever this future version of you is that you're searching for, she literally already exists. Like you're not creating her. You're not, making her day by day. She exists in you. It's like your job to discover her and get closer to her. But I think so many of us think like, oh, I'm not there yet. And the ironic part is you are there. Like she's there inside of you and you need to access her. And so on this page, you're going to see a lot of blank space. And the idea is for you to doodle all over this page with the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindset that the person who has achieved the goals you want to achieve has. And if you can't see it within yourself, like I know there's definitely been goals, like for instance, let me throw this out. Like if I wanted to earn $1 million in a year, right now that's very far from where I earn, right? And like it's hard for me to see that for myself. But I do have people I know in my life who do that. And so I can borrow belief from them in terms of how I need to show up for me. And I can think about how they think about things and transfer that to how I want to think about things, the version of me who has achieved this goal. And so this is like where you just connect. You think about what are the things that hold me back and what does the version of me think? So spend some time on this when you first get your journal. I'm going to come back to there. Okay. So each week at the start of the week, there is going to be a weekly plan and reflection sheet. So notice at the top, this journal is good for the whole year. Like you circle the month, you circle the day. And this is, again, this version is for weight loss. If you don't like this sentence because you're not losing weight, change it. But at the beginning of this week, I weigh this and I will lose this many pounds. Just you're making a commitment to yourself. And next to it, you see, as I begin this week, what does the future version of me want the current version of me to know? So think about the things that are on your mind and what is the most pressing thing? Like maybe the most pressing thing is you're like, I just don't know if I can plan my freaking dinners. Like that is impossible. And so the future version of you, she's the one who's figured it out, right? So she's the one who says, you can do this because you are a resourceful person. You can do this because Laura posts meal plans in the group and you can go to the files section, right? This is where you're connecting with that future version of you who can actually help you tap what you already know. Just let her, like, think of her as a big sister. Like, what does she want you to know? And then I want you to think about what's going to be easy for you in the week and what will be challenging and you might need to overcome it, right? So go into the week kind of just aware of what's ahead of you, aware of what you want, and aware of that side of you that's encouraging you to go for those goals. At the end of the week, it says at the end of the week, I weighed this and I either lost or gained this many pounds. And then you're going to rate yourself on all these different things that I'm going to talk to you about. Okay. And then there's a free space to say, what is your brain telling you? Like, what is going on in your brain? Your brain might be talking some trash. Like, your brain might be, you're never going to do this. You know, I don't know why you're even trying. Your brain might be like, I'm a freaking unicorn. I'm amazing. Like, look at me go. I'm incredible. Your brain might be like, I can't believe I did that. I actually thought I had a crappy week and it turns out it was really good. Like there's no right answer here. It's just a brain dump. Whatever your brain is saying when you review your week, you dump it here. So this is beginning of the week, ending of the week. Okay. The future version of me is like a once a month thing. Once a month, connect with that woman who is that future version of you. Now, daily, I have a daily plan here. And it just says, and if you've seen me post it, you know I'm doing this. Like, I plan out my breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, but I'm not planning, by the way, I'm literally like waking up in the morning and like writing down crap. Okay. So it's nothing like magical going on here. If you ever watch what I post, though, I'm super repetitive. I eat the same breakfast a ton, the same lunch a ton. My snacks are the same. I just vary dinners personally. And so whatever you say you're going to do that day, that like 8 o'clock version of you who's like really put together and like knows all the things, whatever she says, that's what you're going to do that day. That's all. It's that simple. For me personally, there's some veggies in there. There's about 4 servings of veggies. I am like so pro, like you got to get veggies in. So I do think about that one. But other than that, I'm generally just planning things like I know that I shouldn't eat that's some mindset I'm working on, but I know like eating half a pizza isn't probably the healthiest choice, right? So like, I'm not just going for broke, like, hey, McDonald's #2 for breakfast and like half a pizza. And like, I stuck with my plan. Like I try to think about what actually will serve me, but I'm going to tell you guys, I love beer. I love beer, I think more than I should, if I'm being honest, but I have put beer down on this plan a lot. And I have put more beers than I feel like is like socially acceptable to write on a food plan. If I'm being honest, like I feel like the right answer is 2. Like the right answer of number of alcoholic drinks is always 2. But like the real Laura answer is like 4 or 5. I don't know, maybe 6. Like Laura likes the beers. And so I'm trying really hard to be honest with myself about what I actually think I'll do versus what I think I should do. And that has been really hard for me. The other day I took a bite of my daughter's Cinnamon Toast Crunch and I didn't want to write it down in the off plan column. Why? I don't know. Like no one's grading me on this. This is literally just for me to connect to me. And I didn't want to write it, which is letting me know like there is so much mindset BS that goes on up here that I am working on. And so at the end of the day, you're kind of, or during the day, you're just writing if you were off plan, how you were off plan. And the premise is, I want you to make a plan and follow it. I want you to eat when you're hungry. So not just like eat because it's lunchtime. If you're not hungry at lunch, like don't eat. Like just wait till your body actually sends you signs that you're hungry. That's when you'll eat. And then when your body says you've had enough, you're satisfied, stop. So I want you to start. This is the magic I'm doing, guys. It's not complicated. It's getting in touch with my body though, which is really, really taking intentionality. And so you just eat when you're hungry and then you stop when you're satisfied. You check in with yourself. Like, have I had enough? And so that's the tracking you're doing every day. In the morning, there's a couple questions. What are you grateful for? Why are you losing weight? Like, what is your, or if it's not weight loss, again, change it to what would matter to you. What's an obstacle you might face? And in the evenings, there's a reflection, what you're celebrating, how your health choices were compared to yesterday, and then tomorrow, what you'd like to do. Okay. So I showed you the daily. I showed you the weekly. Now I want to show you the monthly. So I like to go to this each day actually and go mark it down. What you do at the top is you just write the letter day of the week, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. You have a whole month here. And you're just going to put check boxes like, hey, I made a plan. I stayed on track for these. I stayed on track for these. Like I was off plan here. Don't put a check mark, you know, and just do it real quick. Like if you're doing this journal, this is actually a really fast process. At the end of the month, you'll be able to come up with a percentage for each of these of how on track you are. And you'll be able to start seeing patterns in what you're doing. If you're recording your off plan eating, like for me, my pattern is I'm an angel for breakfast and lunch and even dinner. It's snacks. Snacks are like crushing me, right? And so that's an area I get to keep working on and finessing and trying to figure out what actually will satisfy me and make me feel good and make me not go off plan, you know? And so I'm working on that. And so this habit tracker can help you see those patterns for the whole month at a time. So you can really start thinking about, okay, this is what I want to work on, right? The only part of the planner I haven't shown you yet is the rainbow reflection. I might as well call this is where the magic happens. This is literally where the magic happens. I don't do a rainbow reflection all the time. I do one maybe a week. But basically the rainbow reflection is your chance to deal with your old crappy thoughts that are holding you back. And so I don't know if you saw, but like on some of the pages, it says rainbow reflection if needed and rainbow reflection if needed. So the rainbow reflection doesn't have to go with those boxes. It can go at any time, but it's when you realize you have a thought that is literally holding you back in some way or is negative. Okay. So if my thought that was holding me back was something like, I can't stick to planning my food every day, it's too hard, right? Like it takes too much time. Too hard, takes too much time. So that story is holding me back from making progress because I'm literally stalled because that is a story I'm telling myself, right? And so from there, after you realize you got some BS thought that's holding you back, you write it in the I realize this. Then you start unpacking it. You recognize why it actually makes sense. See, this is something that I feel like most people don't talk about. Most people try to tell you when you listen to personal development or whatever. I feel like most people are trying to sweep the negative under the rug and cover it with positive. I'm not doing that. Instead of sweeping the negative under the rug, I'm saying that actually makes sense. It makes sense that I feel this way because this is a new habit and it does take, 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. And I'm not used to this. And in the past, when I had to track my food, I wouldn't do it. Like I have many times on an app where I did not track my food. So I did not do it. And so there is a reason I'm feeling this way, right? Or maybe in the past when I made plans, I didn't stick to them. So I feel like I'm gonna fail because I failed in the past. That's okay. That is really why I'm thinking it. Like I don't need to run from that. I need to unpack why I have this negative limiting belief. But then I need to do the reality, which is the no facts, right? Which is the no emotion, all facts. So the reality is this will take me 10 minutes a day. The reality is I haven't tried this system before and I'm attaching it to other systems, these feelings, right? The reality is I am capable of figuring out a time to do this, right? Like what is the reality? And then this is where I want you to go back to the version of you who has achieved this goal. What would she remind herself of? And like the version of you, version of me would say, this might feel hard in the beginning, but it's going to be worth it, right? Once you will be able to master this. You have mastered so many other things. You figured out how to follow Portion Fix. You figured out how to follow 2B Mindset. You did the gut protocol. You are capable of this. That's where the part of you, the big sister, best version of you, can help you. And then I want you to take your original thought and I want you to reword it. So instead of, I forget how I originally said it, like I can't do these meal plans. I can reword it to, even though right now this feels like it's hard, I am willing to try. You know, something, it doesn't have to be like, I can do meal plans like a boss. Like it doesn't have to be like some kind of BS lie. Don't take yourself from your negative thought to like some optimal positive thought. Like take it to something you feel like you can do, like something that feels true, but sounds better than where you originally were. And then the last one I love so much is a lot of us are riddled with guilt, right? About all, so a lot of people realize their negative thoughts and then they're like, oh, I shouldn't think like that. And then they beat themselves up over a negative thought. Like that's totally crap. So instead, think about, if I choose not to let myself feel guilty about this thought, what rewards are there? So I get to the point where I can probably do this faster, right? I can probably start meal planning, making these plans faster and with more ease if I stop feeling guilty, right? And so these rainbow reflections are really your key to starting to unpack the thoughts that are holding you back. After years of being a health coach, I can tell you it's the thinking that's holding people back. Okay. So those are the basics of the journal I'm going to share with you in the group. If you choose to use it, awesome. If you don't choose to use it, that's fine too. Like I realize I just presented a lot to you. You don't have to use it. You can, by the way, we have 10 minutes left because I have the free version of Zoom. You can choose to use parts of it. You can do what you want to do, but I felt compelled to make this something that anyone who's working with me can use the tools I'm using. These are the tools that are not only leading to health success, but honestly, I'm happy. I don't, like, if a friend invites me to go to dinner last minute, I'm not stressing anymore about the food, right? I'm not worried about what I'm going to eat and if it's on my food list or not on my food list. Like instead, I'm learning how to live my life listening to my body for hunger and satisfaction. And it has been very freeing for me. And so I wanted to bring that to you. Okay. The other couple of things I want to go over real quick are, see if I can find them. Oh, I went too far. If you have Shakeology, amazing. I'm so glad you have Shakeology. If you don't have Shakeology, I suggest you use it. So I hate talking about the products because I feel like I'm being salesy and I don't like that. But then I remember they're literally the keys to my success. So then I'm like, why would I not? Like, it's like the planner I just showed, like it's the key to my success. So Shakeology is absolutely amazing. The dense nutrition in it is phenomenal. But the truth of the matter is it also has helped me significantly with building consistency, and it's helped me significantly with sweets. I do use it as a dessert a lot. I have that as a, I have a lot of dessert recipes in our group for Shakeology. Like it doesn't just have to be, if you see it for breakfast, it's not just breakfast. Some people have it as a snack. Like it's really, really dense nutrition. If for some reason you've had Shakeology and it didn't sit quite right with you, there are some people that experience that. There's two things I'll say. Number one is if you have whey, I would try the vegan protein. That seems to sit better for a lot of people. The other thing that I would suggest is to try half servings, because sometimes if your body is going from not that much dense nutrition to the level that is in there, sometimes it's just a lot for your body. And so you can ease up into it. The only The only flavor of Shakeology that I will not recommend is whey vanilla. I think whey vanilla tastes bad. And so that is the only one. If anyone ever tells me they're going to order that one, I say get the vegan instead. The rest of the flavors, I've tried them all. I like them all. They're all really good. Just so you know, I have recipes in the group for all kinds of things, but there's also tons of recipes on Pinterest. So with your Shakeology, have fun with it. Obviously there's desserts, like enjoy. You deserve dessert. Like you don't have to make eating healthy mean you never eat dessert. The other thing that I use all the time is Energize. If you watch my morning stories, I'm taking Energize and collagen in the morning every morning. And the collagen is a Beachbody product as well. The Recover I only use if I lift really heavy. I don't use the Recover all the time. That's for muscle soreness. But I don't honestly get that much muscle soreness. It does help repair your muscles, so even if they're not sore, but it's not, I like it, I just don't use it all the time. But Energize, I'm like in love with, like would buy stock and just Energize. Like it brings me joy every morning. I love the lemon. And so if you're kind of wondering, those are the things that I use. I also use Power Greens. Highly recommend Power Greens. About the body blocks, so I made a post and I want to quickly explain this. Moving forward from March on, first of all, Beachbody changed their name. They're no longer Beachbody, they changed to Body. They realized that their name Beachbody was in opposition to their messaging. They felt like it was telling people they need to have these rock hard bodies, and that's not actually the message of the company. The company actually believes that we help people lead healthy, fulfilling lives. And so they felt like the name just did not align with the vision of the company, which I felt when I began years ago. And so that's why it's now Body. They also realized that there was a lot of people who weren't staying on their programs because they thought at times it was just overcomplicated. So they wanted to come up with a system that just made it so easy to know what's going on. So body blocks are what we are now doing. All your old programs will still live that you're used to in your app. However, for those of us who have Body, and if you don't, we can get you the upgrade. It's very easy. On the first Monday of every month moving forward, there will be 4 body blocks available to you for free with your membership. And then there's 1 super trainer block that you can either pay for or you get for free if you have a order of like Shakeology monthly. It's any combination of 90 points, which I'd have to like if you get Energize and Recover, that's 90. And if you get Hydrate with collagen with Energize, it's nice. So I might have to talk to you about what you like and we can figure it out. If you get supplements every month, you'll get the super block that you see at the bottom of the page for free. If you don't get the supplements, that block, if you want to do it, you'll have to pay. It's actually only $30 for the month. I don't even think it's that crazy. So, but those are the 2 options. All the ones you see up top though, there's an all body block, which is like total body, a bike block, which is for the bike. If you want the bike, talk to me, by the way, I will like help you understand how to get that. Iron block, which is largely lifting. And then the 4 beginners only block, which is the super block they're releasing this month. Everyone actually has access to that block this month, even if you didn't pay extra. And so that those will be the blocks. They're all 3 weeks long, every one of them. They're all 5 days a week. They're trying to make it so simple. Everyone's starting on the first Monday. Everyone's working out for 3 weeks, 5 days a week. And then the last week of the month is called an up week, which I think it stands for unconditional progress. And it's the idea of it is to take some rest. So maybe that for you means less workouts. There's a mindset tab in your app. Like maybe that's where you check out some of the mindset work. Maybe that's where you do some yoga and just like spoil your body. But the idea is 3 weeks on, 1 week rest, wash, rinse, and repeat. There's a chance that March is a five-week month, and I haven't heard them say that. So maybe we get 2 weeks of rest, which isn't the worst. So that's kind of the vision. These are all the super blocks that they're releasing this year. So this year they're re-releasing programs. Like, I'm so stoked for a 21-day fix. It's literally my program I started with. It's my signature program, and Autumn's re-releasing it. Like, it's all the super trainers are re-releasing their programs with new workouts for them. So I'll be doing all the super blocks because I'm a fangirl. Like, there's no chance that I won't be doing them. But that's what's going on with Body Blocks. And so with that said, let me see if I can stop sharing. I literally can't figure out where to hit stop share. Oh, I know why, because I have it covered up. Those are all the things that I wanted to share with you. Time-wise, there is only a minute left. However, I'm happy to get back on. Like, I can just restart this Zoom and I can talk with anyone who needs to talk. So at this point, I'm going to say goodbye. So this cuts off nice. If you want to log right back on and ask me questions, just do that. I'm literally going to be back on in 1 minute. Sound good? All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.